Veterans Day is a time for honoring veterans who have served their country in the military during wartime or peacetime. 7 years ago, the Men's Fellowship chose as one of its projects the recognition of those Providence members who are veterans and remembering those Providence members who were veterans and are no longer with us. African Americans have served in every military engagement in our history, from the American Revolution to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. In our general salute to veterans, we choose to specifically highlight the achievements and accomplishments of African Americans. The role of the African American military person has grown exponentially in all areas, from logistics to command and control. Now the Commander-in-Chief of all American forces is an African American, President Barack Obama. Today we choose to salute our Commander-in-Chief. The Commander-in-Chief is the person who exercises supreme operational command and control of the nation's military forces. As a practical term, it refers to the military competencies that reside in a nation's executive leadership. The Commander-in-Chief need not have been a commissioned officer or even a veteran. This follows the principle of civilian control of the military, a doctrine in military and political science that places ultimate responsibility for a country's strategic decision-making in the hands of the civilian political leadership, rather than professional military officers. Former Defense Secretary Robert Gates, in his book, Duty, Memoirs of a Secretary at War, says many positive things about his most recent former Commander-in-Chief. He calls President Obama's decision to target Osama bin Laden the most courageous presidential decision he has seen. The most visible appearances of our Commander-in-Chief are the speeches he's given at military bases, the visit to Arlington National Cemetery on Veterans Day, and the image of him saluting a flag-draped coffin at Dover Air Force Base. But much more goes on behind closed doors. When President Obama visits a military hospital, aides said he sits quietly as mothers cry on his shoulder, or he puts on surgical scrubs to pray at the bedside of an unconscious Marine whose injuries are so severe it appears he won't make it through the week. What benefits him most is that he's always had a very strong connection with younger people, with people in their 20s and 30s, and that's mostly what you see at military bases. While the Commander-in-Chief has access to the best military minds when considering his options, President Obama hailed as a new type of Commander-in-Chief. With the right temperament, can think for himself first and not have a knee-jerk warmonger cowboy reaction. President Obama is not a pacifist, but he does not jump at every hawkish suggestion either.
D-Day, June the 6th, 1944.
In World War II, U.S. servicemen and women fought in Europe, and African Americans, as they had been in previous wars, were among the troops committed to combat. African American servicemen distinguished themselves in combat during the ground battles with the North Korean Army and in the air war over Korea. Providence Baptist Church veterans were involved in that era. Mr. Calvin Harris, a World War II veteran, speaks about the Commander-in-Chief.
2 wars trying to form a European and African coalition, the Ebola epidemic, affordable health care, ISIL appointing a new Attorney General, facing a possible lawsuit by Congress. President Obama's staunch critics do not seem to recognize that it takes 50 years before a U.S. president can be properly evaluated. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, which strongly established the fact that he's not only a mere politician, but already a statesman. The conservatives deride him for his strong stand on social programs, but he's just trying to follow Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal, Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, War on Poverty, the Kennedys, affordable health care. These programs are not strange or far-fetched, but America's doctrine of the 4 freedoms, which are in line with the U.S. Constitution and backed by the Bill of Rights. President Obama, like Dr. King, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, and Malcolm X, were misunderstood and are ahead of the times.
Not every service person was deployed to a theater of operation. Some stayed at various places to perform vital services needed to keep the military operation. They served during that small window of time where we had no armed conflict or war, but there was always the threat of war. If called to fight, they would have done so with as much bravery and duty and honor as any of the other soldiers. Miss Treva Holmes served during peacetime and comments.
Hi, my name is Treva Holmes. I served in the Army during the Cold War era. Today I'd like to honor and salute President Barack Obama, not just for myself, but for my father, William T. Holmes, who was a Buffalo soldier in the United States Army during World War II. In 2008, President Obama got us fired up and ready to go. In 2012, he gave us change that we could believe in. Today, he is a strong and positive role model for young people everywhere, not just people of color. I think he will go down in history as one of our greatest presidents. And I'd like to say God bless President Barack Obama and God bless the United States of America.
Wow! I feel good.
The Vietnam War saw the highest proportion of blacks ever to serve in an American war, making up almost 13% of the soldiers in Vietnam. African American servicemen were well-trained, highly motivated professionals, with some 20 receiving the Medal of Honor and several becoming general and flag officers.
ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. The deadline has come and gone. The Iraqis are living on what President Bush calls borrowed time. It is no longer whether the war will start, but when.
In early 1991, the United States participated in the defense of Saudi Arabia in deployments known as Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. The general leading the command of all American and Allied forces was an African-American general, Colin Powell. In the succeeding wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, the roles of the African-American military person grew exponentially in all areas, from logistics to command and control. Mr. Millard Riddick, a veteran of Desert Storm, speaks about Commander-in-Chief.
Good morning. I would like to speak to you a little about Commander-in-Chief President Obama. He stopped the war in Iraq and brought those troops home. He will end the war at the end of this year and bring those troops home. He captured Osama bin Laden. I feel he is not getting the respect that he deserves. Let us continue to support our Commander-in-Chief. He's doing the right thing.
Today we remember and honor your loved ones who chose to help write a bright chapter in our history. Many who did so are no longer with us. The beacons that they lit will forever burn in our hearts and our memories. We know that those days and times of their service required patience and sacrifice. Widows and widowers of deceased veterans remember. The widow of a Montfront Point Marine, Miss Daisy Scott, expresses her thoughts.
I think he's doing a good job due to the obstacles that confronted him when he first took office, and obstacles still mounting.
The words of President Barack Obama. This is not a liberal America and a conservative America. This is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America, and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. We lose ourselves when we compromise the very ideals that we fight to defend. And we honor those ideals by upholding them not when it's easy, but when it is hard. Veterans and audience members who desire to, please stand in salute to the Commander-in-Chief as we listen to the maestro.
Beautiful, far heroes proved in liberating strife. himself. Well, country loved and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this.